Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. It is Tuesday, June 9th, and we're going to hop into Safrinha weather. Riley, looks like we got some rain coming potentially into the forecast for them.
Yeah, that's really the big change this week. Haven't seen something like that in really a couple months. So seeing some rain coming is definitely one thing worth talking about today. So
Yeah, and as far as the timing of this goes, you got to imagine that there's a fair amount of it it's going to be too late for, and then some of it will actually be almost ideal. So big area and lots of different stages that we're in right now.
yep, agreed. And to put that into perspective, we're looking at specifically right now, Safrinha crop is what we're watching really hard, and that's from Mato Grosso down through Paraná. So that's the regions at this point in the game we're watching closest. If you take just Mato Grosso on the U.S. map, it is still about half the Midwest. So huge area we're looking at that just can't be confined into a one sentence of what's the weather looking like. So one thing I do want to add in, what is harvest progress in Argentina? Soybeans getting close to wrapped up. Won't be including that next week with them being 96% complete. The corn side, we always mention that Argentina corn, they plant half and then there's a little window before they plant the second half. And we should just be getting to the point where the second half of that corn crop harvest should be picking up. So we've been stuck in the high 40s, low 50s for a while. And now that number should really start to perk up again too. So moving ahead here, 1 to 5 day temperatures. Not really anything super new. Mato Grosso is in the 80s to lower 90s. That's not anything too shocking for this time of year. And then down in Paraná, which would be about as far south as Safrinha goes, highs in the mid to upper 60s and lows still well above freezing. So there's no scare of a freeze warning yet. So no real issues on the temperature side. 6 to 10 days showing almost identical thing here. If you're looking at Argentina and wondering why they're so cold down there, it is seasonal for them to start cooling off right now. Like we mentioned, their harvest is almost complete on beans and, well, half done on corn. So it's at the point grain filling is either completely done or very close to it. So it's getting to the stage now where they just need moisture to come down, and the thought of a freeze or a frost is not a big effect at this point on the Argentina crops. So moving ahead, last 2 weeks of rainfall. This is nothing new, guys. Down in southern Brazil and Argentina, there's been some rain. Most of the Safrinha region of Brazil has been pretty bone dry. So what's new? The 1 to 5 day shows a lot of rain in Paraná and Mato Grosso do Sul. So in regions that are getting that 1 to 2 inch rain, absolutely ideal. They couldn't ask for much more than that. There are some regions looking to get 4 or 5 inches of rain. They have been dry enough for a while that they should be able to soak that up pretty quickly, but that doesn't mean it's not going to cause any damage. We'll have to wait and see what comes from that and if all that rain does materialize. But overall, the consensus of rainfall in South America at this stage of the game is definitely a good thing for the farmers, bad thing for the markets. So 6 to 10 day shows a little bit more rain in Mato Grosso do Sul, but other than that, a little bit drier. Some areas of Sao Paulo maybe getting a little bit of rain, but not a lot of Safrinha crop as you go to the east. So 6 to 10 day looking relatively dry, except for that same window that was already getting a lot of rain. So when we put that into the final map of the day, the 1 to 13 day, Mato Grosso do Sul right in the middle shows an area potentially getting 9+ inches of rain. Not very ideal for them, but once again, if you look at the rest of the area, we can handle 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. That's no problem for these guys. So the amount of rain coming is definitely a good thing. So overall, crops are in good shape in South America. There's no reason to think that that's having a big change anytime soon. And now that we're into June 9th at this point, harvest will begin, and there's no reason to think that there's going to be any meltdowns or big yield disasters coming in the next month, but anything is possible. So with all that said, that is all I've got today, Clint.
Sounds good, Riley. I appreciate you putting that together. Everybody stay tuned here. We'll be out here shortly with U.S. weather from a national yield perspective. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.